Hi, everyone. This video is going to be a little bit different. In the past, we've done our Sunday sermons and we posted them on YouTube, but these are going to be posted to YouTube, but also to our new Facebook page, Chinese Gospel Church, Scarborough, English. That's our congregation. And it's going to be a lot shorter. It's not a sermon, it's going to be a lot simpler and less formal than that. And we're just going to take these messages as a means of communicating with you a little bit more often, possibly midweek, maybe to encourage you as you're trying to get through the week in these pandemic times, and also to keep it a little bit more topical, to give you ideas on what you can be doing in the midst of our social isolation world that we're living in here. So the verse I want to look at is a really simple one. We've looked at it before in our Christian Ed. It's Galatians 6:2. And it's a very short one. It says, bear one another's burdens and so fulfill the law of Christ. And the law of Christ is to love God with all of our heart, soul, mind, and strength, and love our neighbors as ourselves. And this is one of the one another verses. And these are great. There's a bunch of them scattered through the New Testament. And they show us how, as a Christian community, we ought to be treating one another. And this one in particular is talking about burdens. And we can help each other with our burdens. And listen, there's a lot of burdens right now, isn't there? I mean, think about the burdens of those who are high risk. It's not even easy for them to go and get essentials like food, and maybe they're lacking face masks that they need more than the rest of us. And you might think about those who live by themselves, and right now with social seclusion, well, it's hard for them to do. Probably some people who are a little bit more outgoing are really struggling with loneliness right now, too. And what about finances? People losing their jobs. It's great the government is helping, but small businesses in trouble, people trying to make mortgage payments, there could be people in serious trouble, and it might be getting worse in the months to come. Or think of those who are particularly struggling with stress or even anxiety right now. Some are just really, really worried. And then there are those of us who might get sick, and those of us who are going to be bereaved by this COVID pandemic, and those of us, God forbid, who may die ourselves. As we think about this, I think it adds to our need to consider how can we bear one another's burdens in a time such as this. That's what I want to look at. And I feel like one of the biggest problems we have is we look at the burdens, we look at the need, it just seems so colossal. We think, well, what could I possibly do? Well, I want to, in coming weeks, discuss some practical things that we can be doing, some creative things that we can be doing, and some things that some of us are already doing to share with others. But for now, I want to keep it really, really simple. To start off, let's keep it manageable and easy, something that we all can do, no matter what our circumstances. And it's what I call, well, I don't call it, it's called the 113 rule. It's not what I called it because I've stolen it. I've stolen it from a pastor in Korea who was using this when Korea was really badly hit by COVID-19. And he came up with this 113 rule. I thought it was a great idea because it's simple and it's useful. And so I want to share it with you right now. The 113 rule says this: every one day, call one person and check up on them. See how they're doing. Let them know that you're thinking of them. Find out what they're going through. Just be a friend. And that's one day, call one person, and pray for three people. Any one of us can do that. It's simple, and yet, while it won't take you long to do, so no matter how busy you might be, you can find time for a simple rule like this. It may not take you long, but it's going to go a long way to helping others, letting them know they're not alone, letting them know there are brothers and sisters that care for them, and embodying God's love for them in practical ways that can be helpful to people in times like this. So please consider this 113 rule. Every day, call one person to see how they're doing and pray for three people. And you can do this. And I just pray that as we try to do this to really live out the one another living that God pictured for his church, that God will bless us and encourage us as we seek to encourage others in practical ways and giving ways. Let us live out that law of Christ, loving God and loving each other enough to do the 113. God bless.